A TikToker just got exposed for having a healthy pancreas. That does make a lot more sense once I give you the background of it, because up until this point she had been saying that she had pancreatic cancer as well as a tumor the size of a football. She even started up a GoFundMe. People were throwing money at her. She got a total of about $37,000 donated towards helping her health goals. And it turns out she's a big fake phony. She's a scheming, shameless swindler. And she stole all that money right out of everybody's piggy banks. She shook them upside down and took all their loose change because she doesn't actually have cancer. She lied about the entire thing. It is actually jaw-droppingly baffling how far people will go for the sake of getting clout and attention on the internet. It is actually a disease. It is frightening what people will do. Faking having a terminal disease, that is beyond fucked up. Ethics be damned, because this is on a whole nother spectrum of just being a shitty thing to do. It's got to make you one of the worst people to ever exist. Faking something that some people do actually struggle with and battle with, that being cancer, a terrible disease, faking all of that and pretending, role-playing, I guess is what you could call it, as a cancer patient for the sake of TikTok views, it's just one of the most unsettling and disgusting things I've ever seen. Especially when you start to go through and look at some of the pictures, like of, this right here, some pictures and things she posted on her TikTok, going through her journey, documenting the whole process. It is just, oh my God, it just leaves such a bad taste in your mouth knowing that someone like this actually exists. And it was around October of last year that Madison started her little story on the internet. She started talking about it, taking everybody through her journey, and it was a compelling story, so obviously people were intrigued, they were supporting her, and it also gave her many great opportunities. And people were fully supporting her the entire time because on the surface, looking at this story, it looks like a lady was in a very unfortunate situation. She had some bad luck, the tables were turned against her, and she was making the best out of a bad situation. But obviously that's not what happened because, well, you clicked on this video and I already told you what happened. And now I want to show you a little clip from her hearing where she was in court.
You were bold enough to be interviewed by the North Scott Press regarding your cancer. You frequently appeared on social media concerning your supposed cancer. You went so far as to speak to the National Pancreas Cancer Foundation. I understand you spoke to students and donors at St. Ambrose University. You spoke to actual cancer groups. You made many appearances, public and on social media, to push your fraudulent scheme. At any step along that way, you could have stopped. You could have stopped. It did not stop until you were caught.
And unfortunately, that's how it works every time. They are okay doing the bad thing until they get caught doing the bad thing, then they feel remorseful about it. And like he said there, she was even going around and she was being a guest speaker at her university, speaking at like pancreatic cancer events, practically spitting in the face of everybody who actually does have cancer, because all she was doing was faking it to profit off of it. And she actually did plead guilty to first-degree theft in June, and although she did initially face up to 10 years in prison, they did not argue for time behind bars, citing her lack of criminal history, employment, and good grades. And although she was facing up to 10 years in prison, and I wish she would have got every single second of that, all she ended up getting sentenced with was 3 years probation, and she was ordered to pay back all the money that she received in donations, that she stole from people. And I just want to say, from this mugshot here, you can absolutely tell there's some crazy in her eyes. A bit more than some. There is a lot of crazy in those eyes. And she also doesn't look 20. She does not look this. She's the same age as me. And she doesn't look it. At the very least, I would say she's 32 at the very least. I think there's a bit of a, false birth certificate thing going on here. She wasn't born in the 2000s. And if you're wondering how she got caught, did someone set up a booby trap for her? Did they put a box with a piece of cheese under it and prop it up with a stick and she took the bait? Well, I'm going to let Ray William Johnson say it to you.
One day, she posts an update with this picture. And what's so special about this picture? Well, people started looking at this picture, people with medical experience, and they noticed something wasn't right. It doesn't seem sterile, the port's not located in the right place, and it's not even attached with real medical tape. Let me show you. Here's a real one, and here's hers. They're very different. So then, at least one of those medical professionals anonymously calls the police, and police start looking into this, and they're like, yeah, something's off here. So they get a warrant, and they search her home, and they find all kinds of stuff.
And then also, after they got the warrant and whatnot, they got a hold of her medical records, which they also obviously found out that she was never sick, she never had cancer, and it just confirmed everybody's suspicions, because there have been some people who have been calling her out for quite a while now. Before any of this was public knowledge, some people were making TikToks saying that she could, it's highly likely that she is faking this, and now they're proven right. They can say, told you so. And it's just so sickening the more you think about it. She was going through the internet, posting about her journey, making it seem like she was suffering so much, making people, you know, spin their pity points on her, making them feel sympathetic and be like, wow, she's so strong for dealing with something like this and making the best out of it and also trying to help others. But no. She was being a scumbag the entire time, only thinking about herself. This was all for her own profit. It's just absolutely insane. And it's going to make people hesitate before they go support another person on GoFundMe or anything, before they support anyone that is going through what it seems like a devastating situation. Because it could be another Maddie Russo situation. Another Maddie Russo rug pull, if you will. This situation honestly feels like an episode of South Park to me. It feels like something Eric Cartman would do. Like, he would pursue this online fame by using pancreatic cancer, all because someone else did it and got famous and got something that he wanted from it, like a giant bucket of KFC or something. It just doesn't feel like something that an actual human who has a real conscience and real emotions and is actually, you know, thinking thoughts. It feels like that's something that a human wouldn't be capable of doing. And that's pretty much this whole situation in a nutshell. An evil TikToker decided to fake cancer, one of the deadliest diseases known to man, all for the sake of, I guess, getting attention, getting noticed, getting views, which is the worst reason of all. And if hell is indeed real, she's definitely reserved herself a nice cozy room down there. And other than that, I'll catch you in the next one.